Hey guys, welcome back to the Espresso Outlet and Turin YouTube channel. Today we got a quick unboxing of our new Turin Electric Kettle. So this is a kettle that we've been playing around with and tried out about 6 months ago, and we really just loved it. So I know there's a lot of kettles out there on the market, but I feel like so many of them are just so cheap. And then on the flip side, there's so many that are just kind of overpriced. So we're trying to find that sweet price point of a really fantastic kettle. And in my opinion, I think we found it. So in front of us, we have this Turin Electric Kettle, and it's only 99 bucks. I mean, for that price, I really couldn't be happier. I'm really kind of like a Bonavita fan. I've used some of the Fellow stuff. I don't really like the flow restrictor inside of it. So I'm just going to do a quick unboxing of this kettle today. Comes in nice packaging. To begin with, you have your instruction manual. It's pretty simple to use, so you probably won't be needing that very much. And then we have our base. And the base itself is just this kind of nice square size. And the one that I have at home is not Bonavita. The base is just huge for it. So I'm really excited to have a much smaller power base. Next, we have the kettle. And I think it's a great size. It's maybe a little bit smaller than the one that I have at home, but the one that I use at home, it's just kind of a cheap brand, and I feel like it's too big. So pretty much the perfect size for making 1 to 2 cups of pour over like a V60. It does have a little protective cover on the spout, and just kind of a caution hot sticker that you may eventually want to peel off. There's not a whole lot that goes into this. The last piece will be the lid. And it has a really nice lid. You can see it's just kind of an interesting design. My kettles that I've seen in the past have this hollow top, and I always see like rust marks and stuff on the ones that I use. So I feel like this is a really nice design, and it fits on the top like so. Let's get some water in it and just do a quick example of how it works and how easy it is to use. Okay, so we have a close-up of the kettle now. Now, before I set this up, I did go over to the sink and wash it out with plenty of hot water. I will recommend to keep the base of this dry because that is where your heating element is, and it's not designed to be fully immersed. So just make sure that you're cleaning out the inside of the kettle as well as the spout. And again, I don't really recommend using like a Dawn dish soap or something like that because it's going to leave a taste and a scent that's going to stick to the metal. So I don't really recommend doing that at all. Now I did preheat this a little bit just to make this video shorter, but to start with, we have our power button. It's just a capacitive power button. You give it one simple click and it turns on. If you want to manually turn it off, just click and hold. So we're going to turn it back on, and you can see that there's 2 different temperatures in the front. And the one off to the left is our actual temperature right now. So if I was to pour this hot water, it's going to be about 170 degrees Fahrenheit. And then off to the right, we have 200, and that is going to be our desired set temperature. Now what's really cool is it has this kind of scroll wheel. And you can scroll to a maximum of 212, so boiling point. And when you reach the top, it's going to go all the way back down the bottom. So if you're looking for whatever reason, a really cool temperature, but we're just gonna set it on 200 degrees. Now you may have noticed when I scrolled, we actually have a little power symbol over here, and it actually automatically heats up when you do a adjustment of this wheel. But let's say you were just turning this machine on and that lightning bolt was not lit up. You can click in on the scroll wheel and it's going to begin heating up your temperature. Now this does come out of the box with degrees Fahrenheit, but it is very easy to change to Celsius by a single long click of the side button. And you'll see that it has a C symbol. And then if we wanted to turn it back to Fahrenheit, another long press and we're back at Fahrenheit. So let's just let this kettle heat up to 200 degrees and we'll be back. Okay, so we went ahead and let it hit 200 degrees Fahrenheit, And I do have this set up, and I'll show you here in a second, but there's another icon off to the right here. It looks like a small thermometer, and what that is doing is it's going to maintain and turn on and off the heating element to maintain that 200 degrees. So if it goes slightly over, it's going to turn off the element. If it goes slightly under, it's going to turn it back on. You can choose to have it hit 200 degrees or whatever your set temperature is, and once it hits that, it's going to maintain that for a few minutes, and then it'll eventually just naturally cool. But most people, they're not going to want to come back and find their kettle cooled off, so we have that icon. Now to turn that on and off, simply double click that button on the side, and that will have your maintain temperature. Next, and we'll do a quick cup of coffee, but when I lift it off, you can see that it pulls up the numeric display for a timer. And when we begin to pour our cup of coffee, click the power button once and it's going to begin counting. You can see it counting up. And if we were to put it back on, it will cancel the timer. So make sure to not put it back on if you're doing the timer function. Okay, so we're all set up for a cup of V60, and you can see that I have our Turin Pour-Over Scale off to the side here. And the thing that I really like about this setup is they're pretty much identical size as well as design, so it looks really good side by side. I'm also going to use our Turin H40 V2 today, and I have some of this Peru Minka G1 organic that we're going to hand grind inside this grinder. Off to the right, we have our Harios. It's a standard V60, so that I can demonstrate how it flows. So let me get this coffee ground real quick and we'll get it all set up. Okay, so I think we're at a pretty good angle. We're not really teaching you how to do V60 today, but I did put a crease in my paper, and we will pre-wet our paper before we add our coffee. So just give that paper a rinse. We can put it back on and maintain our temperature. And once all the water pulls down, we'll dump out the water into our sink. So on this scale, I like to tare before we begin. I have ground out this coffee off to the side. We'll put it on the inside. I like to give it a little shake just to level it out. Next, to use the feature to calculate our percentage, just hit the play pause that's pre-weighed out our coffee, and let's begin with our bloom. So that's pretty much right at the 3-minute mark, and we had our drawdown, which is about perfect. If you wanted to cancel this, you can always hit the power button or simply place the kettle back on. Now, if you were wanting to make a second cup of coffee, simply just click that side button and it will begin to reheat. If you want it to maintain, do the double click. Before we conclude this video, I really hope that you guys liked that quick overview of our kettle. For $99, I really find it to be a tremendous value. I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I have several other kettles that we've tried in the past. They're just awful. I mean, the touch interface doesn't work well. The temperature interface, some of them, they want to jump multiple degrees at a time. There's no way to stop in between. So this just gives you just tons of functionality. Really good price tag at $100. You can pair it with like one of these H40 V2 grinders for another $100, so about $230. You're getting an absolutely phenomenal home setup, or maybe an office setup, travel setup. It's just so small and so sleek that there's really nothing not to like. So I hope that helps you answer some of your questions about this kettle. If you do have any further questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and we'll try to get them either in a video or taken care of just through the comments. But for today, thanks for watching.